الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. أرحب بكم في ورشة العمل Great Leadership, the Power of Visualization. وأشكر لكم حضوركم للورشة وللمؤتمر. نسعد باستضافة مستر عادل دلال. هو well-known keynote speaker and trainer globally. Mr. Adil has written many books in the field of leadership and human development. Mr. Adil has written many books in the field, and these books received international prestigious awards. Mr. Adil has received 2014 Global Award for Outstanding Contribution to Quality and Leadership, and he is the CEO of Pinnacle Process Solutions and past chair of American Society for Quality, Human Development and Leadership Division. سيكون هناك ترجمة فورية بالهيدسيتس اللي قدامكم، وستكون المحاضرة أو الورشة العمل 4 ساعات انتراكتيف وركشوب، وسيكون هناك بريك الساعة 10 لمدة ربع ساعة، وحيكون هناك توزيع هاند اوت. و don't hesitate to ask and contribute the workshop. It is not a lecture, it is a workshop, so it's gonna be two-way communication. Mr. Adil, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for attending today, and thank you to SASO for inviting me. It is a real pleasure talking about a topic which I'm really, really passionate about. This is a topic I created 5 years ago because this is something which I used to use all the time without even understanding what I was doing. So now I've converted this into a science, and that's what I'm sharing with all of you. Again, as Mr. Muhammad said, make it interactive. We're going to learn together as we go through. So this is my first time in Saudi. So please, if there are any questions, just, let me know. That way I can adjust my style to what you need. This is your workshop, not mine. So whatever you guys want, I will be very happy to, stop and explain. Okay? So why don't we get started? How many of you have ever done any visualization, or you know about visualization? Wonderful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off in a little different way. So we are going to do some expectations, introduction and expectations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to visualize this really big ball of light coming in here. It's growing, it's growing, it's growing. And I'm going to take it and throw it to the first gentleman out here. So you can catch the ball, energy. Now you can introduce, you have the power, so you can introduce yourself and say, what are your expectations of this program?
First of all, I'm very happy to attend for you. I had a lot of work, so it will be interesting to, even though as I told you, I practice lean and Kaizen and so on. But visualization always something that we need to renew ourselves with. So it's about self-renewal, and I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot.
Wonderful. Of things. So what is the expectation? What would you like to learn?
I'm expecting that, again, to see other perspective of how we visualize things and how we, reach, the status of realization. That's that's maybe the challenging things. How we realize that we are realizing things.
We are realizing. Wonderful. That's a good. So I want you to take the ball of energy and throw it to the next gentleman here. So he'll have the power. So visualize the power.
وأعمل مدير جودة في إدارتي، ووجدتها.
أعيد. اسمي خالد أبو حفاش. السبب اختياري لهذا الورشة هو علاقتها بين العمل الذي أقوم به والإدارة التي أديرها. أتوقع أن يتعلم منك أشياء جديدة، وشكرا.
Could someone help me translate? I don't understand Arabic, sorry.
I can.
Yes, please. We had a translator, I don't know where he is.
Okay, but what he's saying is that just simply that he works in quality and he's expecting that he will learn something new from you.
Thank you.
Related to his,
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you. So let's go through this quick because we have a big program today. So let's take the ball of energy and throw it to the next person. There you go. He's on the phone.
حياك الله يا أستاذ عادل. نرحب فيك وتواجدك بالسعودية. مهنا المهوس، مساعد مدير الجودة.
That translates. Oh.
وجودي هنا هو الحرص على الاستفادة من الأستاذ عادل. حريص على معرفة الجودة المستدامة، ووجودنا الأساسي هنا هو كيفية الحصول على رضاء المستفيد، وما نعرفه دائما عن الجودة المستدامة هو أنه نظام يقوم تحت أسس ونظم معينة ترفع من مستوى الجودة لإرضاء كافة العملاء. هنا يكمن كيف أحقق رضاء العميل. شكرا لك ونرحب بك ثاني مرة في السعودية.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's no longer necessary to satisfy. It's no longer enough to satisfy customers. Now you have to delight them. So that is the new word, is delighting the customer. So thank you.
Thank you.
Energy.
تفضل. عندك يقول حرف من اسمك.
So just your name and what are your expectations from today?
عبيد عبد الله السناني، استشاري أنظمة جودة، الآن مستشار عام التربية والتعليم. Okay.
What would you like to learn today? Expectations.
والله رضاء المستفيد إن شاء الله. Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Energy. Visualize. We have to visualize. So.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Engineer Abdulaziz Rahmari. I'm quality specialist. This topic is an interesting topic for me, so I came today to learn something new. I'm quality specialist, certified quality manager, and this topic is an interesting topic for me. So I came today to learn from you something new that I use in my field. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Energy to the next person.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I'm Engineer Arif Samman, mechanical engineer. I came today to choose this lecture or workshop to know more about leaderships and visualization, tools, knowledge, especially from the experts.
Wonderful.
I hope we can do it.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to welcome you in Saudi Arabia.
Thank you very much.
I'm Mohammed Khalid Ismail. I'm fresh graduate. My major is mechanical engineer. I'm here to learn the tools to to reach the good quality, to have satisfaction of the customer. So this is why I'm here.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much.
نايف الحارثي من وزارة الدفاع. أتوقع من الورشة هذه أنها تعطينا طرق كيف نقنع أصحاب القرار بتبني مشروع الجودة.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Energy.
السلام عليكم.
السلام عليكم.
عادل القطان. أنا حبيت اسم القيادة والجودة لأني مهتم فيها بحكم إني أنا ماسك الشركة مع الوالد يعني. ويعطيك العافية أستاذ عادل.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Who's next? Anyone there? Fine. Ladies, you all can just one by one talk about what your expectations are. Thank
السلام
you.
عليكم.
وعليكم.
دكتورة هدى الحمود.
Thank you.
الأمانة العامة في وزارة التربية والتعليم. وحدة القيادات التربوية. أتوقع إن شاء الله أني أجد في الدورة شيء جديد يعيني على تجويد أدائي والخروج به بصورة جديدة.
السلام عليكم. دكتور جهاني العميري، أستاذ مشارك بايوكيمستري، كلية التربية المجمع. حضوري للورشة بصفتي يعني ماسكة جودة في كليتي، وحابة أعرف الجديد وإيه هو الارتباط بين الجودة والقيادة والعوامل الأساسية اللي تساعدني على أداء دوري. شكرا.
Thank you.
منيرة مطيري من قسم الجودة الشاملة. أتوقع أن شاء الله من الورشة أكتسب مجالات للتطبيقات العملية للجودة في الميدان التربوي. شكرا.
Thank you.
My name is Dr. Wafal Safi. I'm from King Abdulaziz University. The word visualization is the thing that caught me here, and I know it outside the field of work. It's in real life how the power of visualization helps us to achieve what we visualize. So this is the key that caught me here.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Dr. Rana Najmi. I'm pulmonologist and quality coordinator in a private hospital. What I'm expecting that what is the role of leader in the implementation of quality in an organization? So I'm expecting that I have to learn.
Wonderful. Thank you.
عفاف عبد الرحمن الحويل من إدارة تعليم الأحساء، رئيسة قسم التخطيط والتطوير بإدارة تقنية المعلومات. أتمنى إيجاد منهج قابل للممارسة الفعلية لقائد الجودة من أجل إيجاد مخرجات ترضي المستفيد.
Wonderful. Thank you.
السلام عليكم.
Good morning.
أمل الحربي قائدة مدرسة. أتمنى أن الجودة تكون هدف لكل منسوبات المدرسة، معلمات وإداريات وطالبات، ويعرفون مفاهيم الجودة كمفهوم تطبيقي عملي فعلي في أرض المدرسة. شكرا.
Thank you.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أزهار العيثان، قائدة مدرسة. أتمنى أن أرتقي بمستوى مدرستي وموظفاتي إلى مستوى عالي جدا من الجودة. شكرا.
Thank you.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. معكم هدى الموسى، مشرفة جودة شاملة في إدارة الجودة بتبوك، ماجستير إدارة وتخطيط. عندي يعني كان سبب حضوري عندي شغف بكل ما هو جديد في الجودة.
شكرا.
Thank you. Wow, thank you very much. So visualization is a very new topic in quality. What happened was I used to work for a medical company for many years, and I used to run projects worth, literally millions of dollars. And sometimes I would not need to use a software. And I was mostly doing it, in a totally different way, and we were very successful. So in my organization, they would send us for leadership training, and they did the strength finder. So one of my top strengths I found out was to be able to visualize, to be able to have a vision. And they said it was way above the normal, what was happening, and that's when it hit me what I was doing and how I was using my skills. Sorry, is that better? Okay, so the way I was using my skills was totally in a different, approach to quality, to leadership. And what happened was I then began to understand is how to really help other people. It's okay, leaders, sometimes what is happening is they learn a new tool and they want to keep it to themselves. No? Volume is not coming? It's okay? It's better? No?
That translator, he didn't get what you are saying, so there is a problem with the microphone.
So translator cannot hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, 1, 2.
So this is not working? Or? Okay. Is this better? Better? Okay. So as I was saying is, what was happening was I was trying to understand myself first, is how I was operating, and what I figured out, are they translating now? Is he able to translate? Okay. So what I was able to figure out is that there is another way to approach things, and I started giving back to other people, and what I wanted to do is create a formula where I can teach others to visualize, because it is such a powerful tool that I didn't want to keep it all for myself. I wanted to, because everyone visualizes to some extent, but we just don't know how to do it as a science. So what I've done is taken it and actually applied it, because visualization is very easy. People don't understand that this can be actually a very powerful tool for leaders. And that's what we are going to talk about. And in fact, one of the things I did, this was, 3 years ago, I published this book called the 12 Pillars of Project Excellence. And it's gone on to win 3 awards, but one of the things which I really put in there is 5 powers of great leaders. So I'm going to be talking about that in the keynote address tomorrow, all the 5 powers. But one of those powers is the power of visualization. So we are going to talk about how leaders can use that first for themselves, and then if they can use it properly, then they can also help the customers, they can help the students, they can help this in several different ways. So today, basically, what we'll talk about is the current dilemma we are facing overall in the world, some lessons from nature. Why is the power of visualization the key power of great leaders? How visionaries like Walt Disney have used the power of visualization, the science behind the power of visualization. So it's a science. And we are going to talk about how your brain, why visualization and your brain are in sync. If you visualize, your brain actually can understand things much better. And that's what we are going to talk about, but through actual research. We're also talking about practical exercises to understand how to really apply some of these behind the power of visualization. And then I'll talk about 6 steps I've developed how to really enhance this power in individuals. And then how do you translate the vision into an actionable plan? I teach this workshop as a 2-day workshop, so we are going to do all this in 4 hours. So obviously we are going to go a little quick. How much ever I can get through, I will get through. And I will talk about how you can also learn and get certified in this. Okay? So talking about those approaches. Any questions before I get started? Anything which I can do to make sure that you guys get the best out of this program? Anything at all? Any questions? Are we ready to get started? Awesome. So the global economy, what do you think of the global economy right now? Everything's great or everything's down? So what is happening is belt tightening, right? Everyone is tightening the belt, means money is tight, resources are tight, everything is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Would you agree? So basically, these are some of our challenges we face today. Lack of budget, lack of resources, competing stakeholder demands. Somebody said, how do I satisfy my customers? How do I satisfy the stakeholders? Technically, what is happening is they're all competing with each other in this global economy. One wants something else completely, a different thing is needed from someone else. Doing more with less. How many of you have a lot of resources to throw at your projects? We don't, right? Everyone wants things faster now. Everything is moving at a much faster pace. And how many of you feel that people are stressed at this point? Do you feel that people are stressed? Resources? There is a lot of stress. So we'll talk about how stress and visualization are related. There is a big relationship. What are some other things you think are happening today which are creating problems for us, challenges in the schools, in other areas? So customer satisfaction is a big issue today, right? They're expecting more and more and more things. Nothing is enough, correct, today? Because they can get something cheaper through the internet. Would you agree? What are some other challenges we are facing? Anyone else? Anything else which you think is the current problem? What do you think is the biggest issue in Saudi? What are some biggest challenge in quality, in customer satisfaction? Anything which is not listed here? Yes, sir.
فتح المنافسة العالمية أمام الجميع، وبالتالي المنتج المحلي يجب أن يكون عالي الجودة.
Very true. Is you have to have very high quality. Correct? So the quality is definitely an issue, and that is what we are talking about today, is the quality of everything has to improve. So when I talk tomorrow, I'll be talking about the mindset of excellence. So this is one of the powers which will allow you to get to that level of excellence. How many of you know what PMP is? Project Management Certification, correct? So this is the whole thing which is needed to do actually projects. Okay. So this is the whole body of knowledge. The project management body of knowledge is actually bigger than this book. But if you see the results today, only 32% projects are successful. Only 32% projects. This is from the IT world, but basically what they're saying is that there has been a significant number of issues in projects. So we have a huge amount of failures. So 68% failure rate of projects. All we are doing is walking through that vision today. Can you imagine that power of that leader? That's what leaders do. They think beyond. They think beyond that bell curve and go to an extreme where people can experience something above and beyond. And we all have that power. Disney was not special. How he used this was very special. And that's what we need to learn, how to tap into that power for all our leaders. So let's look at sight. We all have sight, right? Some of us need some help with the sight, but we all have sight, correct? Most of us can see. So what do you see here? What do you see? Egg, correct? What do you see now? Acorn. What do you see now? What is that? Butterfly, or caterpillar, right? Caterpillar. So I want to explain to you how we see. What is the mechanism which allows us to see is very important to understand.
The act of seeing is realized progressively. At the instance of seeing, light clusters called photons travel from the object to the eye and pass through the eye lens, where they are refracted and focus on the retina at the back of the eye. Here, rays are turned into electrical signals and then transmitted by neurons to the center of vision at the back of the brain. The act of seeing actually takes place in this center in the brain. All the images we view in our lives and all the events we experience are actually experienced in this tiny and dark place. Both the film you are now watching and the boundless landscape you see when you gaze at the horizon actually fit into this place of a few cubic centimeters. Now, let us reconsider this information more carefully. When we say we see, we actually see the effect the rays reaching our eyes form in our brain by being converted into electric signals. When we say we see, we actually observe the electrical signals in our brain. By the way, there is another point that has to be kept in mind. The brain is sealed to light, and its interior is absolutely dark. Therefore, it is never possible for the brain to contact with light itself. We can explain this interesting situation with an example. Let us suppose that in front of us there is a burning candle, and we view its light. During this period, when we view the candle's light, the inside of our skull and our brain are in absolute darkness. The light of the candle never illuminates our brain and our center of vision. However, we watch a colorful and bright world inside our dark brain.
See, the power of this is everything is, it's just, basically what is happening is you're taking an analog signal, converting to a digital, and then in the occipital lobe of your brain, which is at the back, is where it happens. It does not happen here. This is just a sensory object. It is taking signals, but you're actually seeing at the back of your brain, there's a small area called the occipital lobe. That's where you're seeing. So just imagine that you basically intercept that signal, correct? You intercept and you put a different signal. Though you're not seeing, what will your brain see? They've actually done experiments where they were able to insert, hack into that signal, and you can show anything you want. Your brain will think, oh, that's what I'm looking at, really. Because technically, it's nothing but a black box. It's dark area. It's not like this is what I'm seeing. Your brain interprets a lot. That's what illusions are about. Okay, a lot of people, your brain can be tricked very easily. We're going to do some exercises as we go through how your brain works. If you understand it, you can be very powerful to, look at it from a very different way. Now we talk about quality leadership, everything, right? Quality, ultimately everything, nations, corporations, any kind of department. What is the common area is the leader, right? Leadership, everything needs leadership. But today, there is a major leadership cry. I'm not saying everyone is like that, but do you think the world where we are headed, do you think that leaders without a vision, can they lead others? Can they lead others? Tell me honestly. No. If the leader has a blindfold, if they don't have a vision, everyone is following the leader, but where are they going together? Where are they headed? That is the key question. And that is what today we are seeing, that leadership needs visualization today. We need leaders who can remove their blindfolds and be able to see a bright future for all of us, right? Because that's what the followers depend on. So now let's look at the difference. Sight, we all have sight, most of us have sight, and vision. What is the difference? So vision, there is a story of Dr. Napoleon Hill. How many of you know who Dr. Napoleon Hill is? He wrote, The Laws of Success. He was one of the great thinkers. I was actually invited to his conference, to open his conference in Malaysia. He was basically one of the, kind of the Stephen Covey of that time, all the great, authors. But there was a defining moment in his life where he was interviewing Mr. Carnegie, and he said, "Sir, what do you attribute your success?" And Mr. Carnegie said, "Young man, before I answer your question, tell me, what do you mean by success? How do you define that term?" So defining success has to be for yourself. How do you define success? So he defined success as attainment of your definite chief aim, means your primary aim in life without violating the rights of other people. That's how Napoleon Hill defined. So definite chief aim in life is to succeed. That is your goal, okay? In a legacy-driven life, what I write is that we as human beings are genetically engineered for success. We have been engineered for success. How many of us feel successful? How many of us feel fulfilled today?